What I've got here is my order of seed garlic for the year. This is coming from Keene Organics. I have used this company for about 4 years now. I'm really happy with them. Plenty of good seed companies out there, seed garlic companies out there, but some of the things I like about Keene is they're pretty committed to sustainable organic growing. You can buy either conventional or organic seed garlic from them. Also, I find that they almost always have great availability. I won't say that every kind or variety of garlic is always in stock, especially if you're ordering later in the year. But even, as late as October and November, they've still got seed garlic in stock. Also culinary garlic for eating and using. So that's one of the reasons they're my go-tos is they're reliable. I can get seed garlic even in a wacky year. Like I've had a wacky year this year. Didn't determine till late in the year that I was going to need seed garlic, and was actually able to order in October, and it got here within a week. Plenty of time to plant. So thought I'd do a little unboxing as we talk about an issue with planting garlic, a question that commonly comes up, and that question is whether to plant the cloves with the paper on or the paper off. So let's do a little unboxing here. So I've reliably grown and really love this variety. I am in New England in the Northeast US. Previous growing zone for me was like a 5B, 6A. Right now I have moved and I am in a zone that is more like between 4 and 5. So kind of right on the cusp there. So basically I'm calling my zone a 4. All of this garlic is hardy to it. So I am going back to my favorite variety, and that is the Russian Red. It grows reliably. Nice big cloves there, beautiful red-purple color. It's really thrived for me. They're nice and easy to take apart and also to peel, and they've got great flavor. So even though they're a hard neck, you're not losing anything on the flavor. And look at how large these heads are. Now, you can order in different sizes from Keene. So, the larger are a little more expensive, but the larger your bulbs, the better your plants will be. So if I'm investing in seed garlic, I'm going to invest in that spending a little bit more, but I also am intending to be able to keep some of this next year as my own seed garlic so that I don't have to keep ordering. So I want to start with good stock. Then I got their 7-pound Homestead pack. Now your Homestead pack you can order by zone, and you don't control what's in it. They will put in varieties that are good for your zone and your area. So take a look at an example of what you might order or what you might get in a Homestead order for a zone 4 growing. And I've gotten, here's some Ivan, and apologies in advance, I'm probably going to butcher some of these variety names. Let's see, we've got an Ivan, we've got more Russian Red, so yay me. I'm thrilled to see more Russian Red in the variety because I really love it so much. So that's great. I'm not upset to have more Russian Red in my bag. I've got a chestnut red. These purple stripe varieties are known to do well in the colder, more northerly climates. So I'm sure that's why you're seeing some of those in here, some of those purple stripe varieties for their hardiness. We have more Ivan. Now this is a porcelain, also a hardy type of garlic. Georgian Crystal, another porcelain. And I'm pretty sure these are all hardneck, which I, personally would have chosen all hardneck. We're not in the South. The warmer you are, the soft necks will be a little nicer, but I really prefer a hard neck anyway for my growing and for my use. Soft necks will store a little longer, but I have great storage on a well-managed patch of their garlic anyway, even in the hard neck. And then, after about 4 to 5 months of storage, I'll take whatever's left, or even earlier than that, and I will make it into some dehydrated, like minced dehydrated garlic. By the way, we have links for a lot of this, for growing information and for dehydrating and using the garlic on this site, so please check that out. We've got a Dungansky, another purple stripe, not one I'm real familiar with, but excited to see how these all do. And these two, I believe, are the Medicae. Again, I might be butchering how to pronounce that name, but that's what it is. It is a marbled purple stripe, a hard neck, also from Keene. They're all from Keene. Chestnut red, which is another known reliable variety for hardier climates, another purple stripe, and I think this one is another of the Medicae, and it is. So these are the varieties that I got in my 7-pound pack, my homesteading pack. Don't know that everybody would get the same. I think it has to do when they make up these packs, you buy the pack, you put in your zone, they make up good varieties for where you are. And so, it's kind of dealer's choice. I think it's a combination of what they have left in stock and what would be hardy and reliable and recommended for where you live. So everybody's could look a little different, especially, again, depending on what they've got left in stock. But I will say, it looks like I have a good variety here, and I did order late in the year. So, all great quality, nice big bulbs, full cloves, everything you're looking for. I will be peeling these apart this weekend. I will be doing first a sanitizing soak in peroxide, and then I will do a soak overnight in a water-soluble fertilizer and baking soda solution. Again, in the article here, we have a link to that and more articles here on the website, so check them out. But I have had good luck with that process that they recommend. It's worked out really well for me. I've gotten some beautiful garlic, and I have in other years been able to save my seed garlic from year to year. This year I just didn't have enough, so I ordered in. And what I will be doing is putting these in beds and making sure that I mark those rows well so that I know what varieties are what. And next year I'll be able to see what did well, what thrived here, what 1 or 2 or 3 or more, if they're all really super, what varieties I want to focus on in my garden here. So that's a great way for you to get started too, especially if you want to try out some different things and see what grows and you're not sure what to choose. Now, on the topic, I promised a little chat about papers on or papers off. So when I go to plant these, I will be separating the heads into individual cloves. Now, some people say you should completely peel off the papers. Others say no, don't. Just plant them with the papers on. They're natural protection. They help with moisture and better growth. And then you have this kind of in-between where maybe you're planning to plant them with the papers on, but then you get some cloves when you're pulling and you're processing them for planting that come out of the papers and they're kind of naked cloves. And what do you do then? Can you plant them? Do you ditch them? So here's the short version of this. Plant with the papers on. The argument for planting with the papers off is that you can shuck away if this garlic is carrying anything from the soil, say like a nematode or a fungus or spores, mold, rot fungus, spores, that will help get rid of that. And that's true to an extent. But the fact of the matter is that you're handling these cloves, and some of that, even if you peel them, some of that's going to come back on. So what you're doing is creating a whole lot of work for yourself, like a lot of work, if you're peeling all the cloves before you plant them. And it's just not necessary. The better solution is to go ahead and do that sanitizing soak. It's very simple. You're just soaking them for about 15 minutes or so in peroxide. You can also use alcohol or spirits, either rubbing alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, or actually like a clear spirit, like a vodka. Any of that will neutralize all of that anyway. and you'll be just as well off without all the work. The growth of the garlic is going to happen from the clove itself. The paper has nothing to do with it. It's really not gaining you any moisture control or anything in the ground. If your ground is too dry, it's too dry, and the paper's not going to overcome that. So the bottom line is, don't make more work for yourself. Yes, it's fine to peel them if you for some reason feel like you should, but it's unnecessary. And then on the topic of the ones that peeled off accidentally, even though you're intending to leave the paper on, go ahead and plant those too, because again, the growth is coming from the clove. It's not coming from the paper. So similar issue in reverse is that you don't need the paper on it. So those cloves are perfectly good to plant. Long story short, either way is fine, but why make yourself more work? It is probably more reliable and a whole lot easier just to do a quick sanitation soak with something like peroxide or alcohol. So that's it. That's my unboxing from Keene Organics, and that is our short little TED Talk on paper off or paper on while planting. You know, it's never too late to plant garlic, even in frozen ground. Wouldn't recommend working in frozen ground. That just makes life miserable. But if it's late in your season and you're saying, hey, gee, now I wish I got garlic in, head on over, see where you can find some good seed garlic. Several of the companies still have it, but again, Keene almost always does, so they're a great place to start. And happy planting.